Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. So I'm rounding out this week where we've talked about how God uses human terms and human relationships to explain himself in Scripture. And I could go on for many weeks with this theme, but I thought today I would close with one that I really has been gnawing at me. I know that a lot of people watch these contemporaneous with when I make them, as opposed to weeks and months and years later. So I don't know what unfolds in the future. But right now, there is a lot of focus in the world on on Ukraine, the country Ukraine, and it's understandable because Russia, one of the most powerful armies in the world, is aggressively setting out to take away another sovereign country's rights to exist. It'd be like the U.S. just up and invading Mexico, deciding we want to take over Mexico. That's not the world order. And it's not right, and it's a thorny problem that I don't pretend to have the answers to, though I am in prayer about it and obviously urge you to be as well. But it reminds me of a very important human identification that God uses to describe himself, and that is as the King of Kings. God is not anything less than the most powerful of all rulers. God is the sovereign. And I love this image that's given in Revelation 19, which is a New Testament book, but it's a vision that's in a type of literature that was very prominent literature at the time of the first century, within Judaism especially, apocalyptic literature. And this has got a vision of Jesus returning, and he's riding on a white horse. And he's called faithful and true. And he comes to judge the world in righteousness. And I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking about how the rulers of this world may think themselves untouchable. The rulers of this world may think that they can do as they please with impunity. And they may be right and they may be wrong in this world. But there is a King of Kings who will judge in righteousness, who is faithful and true. And what we do today is not the end of a story. And that's true whether we're a king, a tsar, a president, whatever type of ruler we may be, it's true there, but it's also true in our own little kingdoms, our own little circle. There is one who is the King of Kings. There is one who is the Lord of Lords. And there's an ultimate accountability there. And if we lose track of who that God is, then we may live our lives as if we are in control. But heaven help us for that deception. Because there is coming one on a white horse who's called faithful and true, and he will judge in righteousness. And so I don't want this week to go by, and I don't want the Ukraine situation to go by without taking a moment and not only praying for those who are right now suffering at the hands of a Russian tyrant, Russian ruler who is out of control, who's doing things negative for his people, negative for him, and negative for Ukraine, and negative for the world. A madman, in my opinion. But not someone who will escape the consequences and the judgment of the King of Kings. He won't in his big sphere, and I won't in my little sphere. Something to think about this weekend. I'm eager to talk to you again on Monday, but that's your video thought for the day.